coming up at that time, Paul Heyman apparently took a shine to you.
Yeah.
Can you explain to us the role Paul Heyman has had in your career from that time you got called up?
Absolutely.
Or even before you got called up, right? Because you guys met at OVW.
Yeah, we met in OVW. Yeah. When I got signed, I was, the system was completely different. It's two completely different planets now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I got signed, and my main point of contact is John Laurinaitis, and he tells me that we don't think we're going to send you to OVW. We're going to put you right on the main roster. Oh, cool, great. But that didn't work out, and then they don't know what to do with me, so then they send me to OVW. And when I got signed, I'm of the age where things get a little cloudy, and I don't want to be Hogan putting myself in somebody else's story.
Oh, they will meme the hell out of you.
You know what I mean?
They are waiting.
But it was either a phone call or an email from Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Hey, kid. Super excited. You're coming down here now. Like, this is going to be great. Can't wait to work with you. I already got ideas. And I'm just like, wow, Jim Cornette. You know what I mean? Going back to talking about people in the business that were, we're losing. Mm-hmm. And we just lost the devil, Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
So this is somebody who has worn every single hat there possibly is to wear.
Yeah.
He was a fan. He was a wrestler. He was a booker. He did everything.
Yeah. Face heel.
Yeah. And Cornette's the same way. So I'm just like, oh man, this is going to be great. I get to work under Jim Cornette. And then, I don't know, like a week later, he calls me. He's like, God damn it, kid, I got fired. I was like, oh no. So I'm immediately back to, well, there goes my life. My career's over, and the way the culture was back then, I was just like in high school. I was looked at as everything that I liked was a negative. Oh, he's too indie.
Yeah.
He's too this. He's too that.
You weren't 6'8", 300
not
pounds.
Big. Yeah. And at that time, that main roster, when I got called up on TV in 2006, was a murderer's row of top guys.
Yeah.
Nothing but Hall of Famers. Taker's still on the road full time. Kane's on the road full time. Triple H is a full time wrestler. HBK is just starting to not do as many house shows. Still did them. I tagged with them. But Flair's a main roster, full time talent. Edge, Rey Mysterio,
Batista,
Benoit,
nasty,
Batista, Randy,
John.
Cena. So there's 11 guys right there. And it's just like, how are you going to fight for TV time against all these Hall of Famers, right? So Cornette gets fired, and I'm just like, great.
But what am I going to do now?
And I always kind of operated under the idea that this is fleeting.
Okay.
I'm going to get released, right?
Oh no.
Because I don't got any allies. I don't have any friends.
No one's got your back.
No. And then I go down to OVW, and boom, they put Paul Heyman there, right? So I was just like, okay. So disappointed I can't learn from Jim Cornette. Excited I get to learn from Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Make friends with Danny Davis, who's equally a legend, done everything. And I dedicated myself to learning as much as I can in that window that I thought I had until I got fired.
Right.
So that meant Heyman would fly into Louisville at 9-10 p.m. on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I would pick him up at the airport. We'd go right to the Davis Arena, and I would either watch him just write TV and format it, and he did it like it was, it was like me making a cup of coffee. It was just like
second nature.
He's doing all this stuff, and then he slides it over to me. He's like, "What do you think? What don't you understand? What is this?" And I learned how to format a show. I learned how to time out a show, half second in, half second out for commercials. I learned like all this stuff, and then he's just like, "What do you think of this idea? What would you do?" He starts asking me questions. The next thing I know, like that's on the television show.
Okay.
So I'm like, am I writing the television show with, and the business being the way it was, I did not want anybody to find that out because that would just have been more heat on me.
Nice.
I see what you did there.
Roll credits.
Yeah. And the thing was and then we do TV Wednesday night And then I would spend all Wednesday night in this little closet of a room with Danny Davis and Paul Heyman editing the show.
Okay.
So I learned how to edit it.
Right.
And I would just sit there and they're screaming at each other. These two old school dudes just yelling at each other. I just tried to learn as much as I could. So that was my first experience with Paul Heyman. But I learned very fast that I was like, oh, well, he's down here because other people don't like him either. And so me becoming a Paul Heyman guy was more of a
gravitational pull,
like a scarlet letter on me than anything else. It was just like, yeah, we don't like Punk. Oh, Heyman likes him? Now we hate him.
Really don't.
Yeah,
like him.
bring
You
it,
know?
please.
And so I was just, again, it was one of those things where I was just like kind of confused, but my attitude was like, oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I was very much under the impression, and there's an alternate universe out there somewhere where this did happen, where I just took all the knowledge I learned in that short amount of time and I got fired and I just went back to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because prior to me signing my developmental contract, man, I was stoked. Yeah. I was training kids at the Ring of Honor school Monday and Tuesday. Wednesdays, I would drive from Philly to Baltimore and fly to Nashville to do Wednesday night TNA pay-per-views because they were too cheap to fly me out of Philly.
Wow.
Thursday, I would land in Baltimore, drive back to Philly, train kids. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I was wrestling somewhere. Brother, I was rich. I bought a laptop and I bought an iPod. And I was like,
can't tell you nothing.
I was sleeping on a futon and I had two roommates and I was just like, this is it.
King of the castle.
Life is it for me. Yeah, this is it for me. This is it.
The summer of George became really
100%. And I thought I was going right back to that, just armed with more information to continue doing what I love to do.